So I like Kevin Holland. I think that he is a personality in the UFC. His trash talk, second to none, beyond anything, right? I think that his fight with Derek Brunson, even though he was losing, he was probably one of the funniest guys. Like losing, always talking, and then he just kind of like got on a really bad losing streak, which is not good, you know. Um, Switches down to welterweight and always kind of falls short against the better, higher, upper competition. I just don't know. I feel like the championship days are not going to happen, especially in the welterweight when Shavkat is in the mix, uh, or Hamzat for that matter, because Hamzat and him fought, and look how that went down. It was basically a one-sided schooling of just Hamzat smashing everybody. But he needs to like be kind of like that number 14, 15 entertainer now. And he's still a character in the UFC, so it's not like he's got nothing to offer the company on an entertainment scale. He's always going to be on those pay-per-view events. He's always going to be on pay-per-views. He's marketable, and when you look at his duties outside of the octagon, fighting crime, and just being a real life superhero, the guy's a pretty cool guy. But he needs to beat Michael Venom Page, who, although Bellator has kind of proven to not be on the same level as the UFC, Michael Venom Page is still very high up there in Bellator, which means he could definitely hang with a lot of the UFC's best. Um, and let me tell you, if he doesn't beat Michael Venom Page, I think his UFC career might be coming down to a close, which is sad because he's such a superstar, or people aren't going to take him as seriously. Because now with MVP coming in, because Bellator is getting dissolved, it's time. It's time for that new merge, just like when Strikeforce got absorbed by the UFC. But I just think that Michael Venom Page is going to want to make a good UFC debut, and Kevin Holland tends to crumble when it comes to high pressure, high caliber fights sometimes. Because it's easy to choke out Michael Chiesa, who's been super inactive. It's easy to face guys who are non-ranked, who are still kind of names. But once you just kind of get up there, I know that Michael Venom Page might not win the belt in the UFC, but he's definitely probably going to be up in like that top 5, top 7 thing. I'd rather see Michael Venom Page versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson at this point. But I really think that at this point, Kevin Holland is fighting for his spot right now, and it's do or die. And it's sad to see because this guy has left such a footprint on the sport without being a super elite for UFC standards. He's super elite for like everyday normal standards because obviously he's fighting the UFC at the top levels. Not a lot of people can do that. The guy is a freak of nature. But I feel like the UFC is just trying to like sweep Holland under the rug because 2 weight classes where the belt's out of the picture now. I don't know, and I think like they're gonna start forgetting about him soon. Like his star is gonna burn out, and I don't want to see that. That's the last thing I want to see. But it just looks like this is going to be a real underdog story for Kevin Holland. And he's going to have to prove a lot of people wrong for this fight. A lot of people. And he's got to get it together now, or else we might be seeing the end of Kevin Holland. Peace.